Hello, guys. Hello, my dear friends. I hope you can hear me and you can see me well. We have the luxury of electricity these days with literally no blackouts. It is quite unusual. Um, it may even feel like you have too much time in a day. So, can you hear me well? Please let me know if everything is fine. Okay, thank you so much, Duncan. Good evening to all of your beautiful places, to all the oblasts, loud and clear. Thank you so much. Hello, Trev, and greetings to Yorkshire. And we are in a beautiful team with Spencer and Rudy today, but Martin is thinking about us, I hope. And of course, many beautiful friends are here, and I'm really glad. Hello, sister. Um, hello to all of your beautiful countries, Liverpool, Oklahoma. Hello, Nail. I'm sure you will cheer up people to like the videos. This actually helps a lot, and I'm very grateful for that. Greetings, Francois. Um, Okay, special underwater operation. That's good. Yeah, we will speak about special underwater operation too. Hello, Iman. Greetings to Slovakia, to Minnesota, to Finland, to Boston, to England, to Winnipeg. Greetings, Michael. And of course, greetings to New Zealand. Mm, so happy to see you. Greetings to Wales. Thank you so much, Duncan, for becoming a sponsor once again. This continued support really means a lot. And I'm very grateful. And hello, William. Thank you for coffees and thank you for all the continued support and friendship and the things that you write me all and tell me all. I'm very grateful for that. Greetings to Eric. Greetings to Joan. I'm very glad that you all are here today. And there are lots of things we can discuss together. Привіт у Німеччину. And I'm really glad to see all of you today. Many good things happening, many complicated things happening. And I thought, greetings to Wales. I know your flag. It's beautiful. It looks very medieval for me. Hope I'm not mistaken. Yes, another Russian submarine gone. That's great. And after our stream, there will be a separate video that I have recorded because I did a mini research on that Russian submarine. And I always love learning such things as the destroyed Russian submarines. And that is actually a cool submarine, was a cool submarine, which is really cool. So check this video. I'm sorry, my hair was a mess on that video because today it's raining all day and my hair gets wavy, curly, and I was so in a hurry to record this video before our stream that when I watched it later, I saw like, you will be wondering what has happened to me. Greetings to New Mexico and to Hungary and to Sweden. By the way, guys, you have yes, Spencer, it was damaged before, but now it's sunk together with 4 calibres. By the way, greetings to France and Toronto. Someone told me that you like the way we pronounce calibre, maybe because you don't have br sounds in your language. And I always know that there are lots of languages that when you have a different kind of sound in a language, there are lots of such sounds, for example, in Dutch or in Danish language. Martin introduced me to some complicated names. It's always interesting to hear them. And it would be very interesting for me to know if there are some Ukrainian sounds that are difficult for you to pronounce. Greetings to Sweden and Wales and England and the United States and Krakow. That's a beautiful city. I've been there California, Las Vegas, and New York Oblast. That's beautiful. Oxford. Oh my God. Oxford, Oxford. And of course, greetings to beautiful Nice. Oh, thank you, sister. It looks nice now. You haven't seen that video yet. In that video, it does not look nice. So you can check it after the stream. I will post it a little bit later. Hola desde Catalunya. Muy bien. And brr, yeah, Dutch might be similar. And well, in Ukrainian, I know that some people have trouble with our ts sound, which is sometimes transcribed into English as ts, but it's a little bit different. For example, my native city where I live is Lutsk, Lutsk. And many people start saying, especially Spanish speaking, they say Lux or something, but it's not. And I kind of like it how some even foreign YouTubers pronounce lots of Ukrainian names with interesting interpretations, and I never judge it. I kind of love it. It's actually interesting. So thank you for all of your kind words. And I have got one question that actually is connected to our mainstream topic today, and these are F-16s in Ukraine. And I will definitely be happy to answer these questions. Greetings to Romania. Shut down that Russian drones, people. Greetings to Florida. And Sweden again, and so many beautiful countries that I would love to visit. Borscht? Borscht is difficult to pronounce. It's because you haven't tried it in Ukraine yet. Well, we have the sound yi that is quite unusual, and that's why many people have troubles with Kyiv. I have just returned back from Kyiv, and many people try to spell it, how to transcribe it, and they have troubles with that, and it's cute. But I'm sure once in Kyiv, once you travel and visit our beautiful capital, you will learn how to pronounce it easily. Thank you so much for all the good words and questions about F-16s. Unfortunately, daring, I haven't seen F-16s. But also, if I have seen, thank you so much. Oh my God, it's not that easy to pronounce your name, but glory to Ukraine. So one of the most important things, thank you someone for buying me coffees, that even if I saw F-16s, I would not tell you where, because we have to be careful with that. And also I have to be honest with you. I was trying to reach some F-16 pilots of Ukraine, whether it's possible to interview them for a channel, of course, without showing their personalities somehow blurred or something. But greetings to Spain. But at the moment, we are like the order of the Ukrainian armed forces is that they don't give any information about F-16s. Thank you so much, Ed. They don't give any information. They don't give any comments. And I actually had an opportunity to interview one person in the Air Forces, but it was like, you don't have to ask about F-16s. You don't have to ask about weapons. You don't have, then I don't have any questions left. But from the other point of view, zrучне взуття is kind of not that difficult. Zrучне взуття is important. It's actually comfortable shoes in Ukrainian. Sorry that I'm jumping from one to another, but that's a live stream. It has to be live. Am I right? So anyway, it's extremely important to understand that for Russians, F-16s are going to be an extremely important target. They will do anything to destroy them, first of all, because they are dangerous for a Russian army located close to the front lines. And second, because this is a symbol, this is an image, because it's extremely it's a demonstration of support from our partners. It is a symbol of lots of expectations here in Ukraine. That's why they will definitely try to destroy them. And for us, it is extremely important. Привет! It is extremely important to keep low profile, and I don't mind it. in my like personal things, in my professional things, I never like to boast something until it is actually achieved or completed. But here we have to double security. That's why even if you see aircraft, you do not report where exactly you see them. Those of you who saw the photos of F-16s, you might have noticed this is just the sky. Whenever I share some videos or photos, for example, the smoke of the air defense working in Kiev, you might have noticed I never um, make photos that can help you identify the location. Because once again, if you are not careful enough, and for example, you take a picture showing a smoke near a particular building, our enemies can identify the location of the Ukrainian air defense. And we don't want. That's why most of the Ukrainians have become super media literate. And I will tell you the truth. Sometimes when, like, I'm recording something and I hear a specific sound of something, I never concentrate your attention on that. I know because, like, I will post a video a couple of minutes or a couple of hours later than I recorded, but still, by the way, I don't know where F-16s will be located in Ukraine. Russians desperately want to know that, but I'm sure the majority of people here won't know that. So another question was that will they protect cities and so on? And I had a separate video on the channel when we've learned the news that according to Bloomberg and Associated Press, and whenever, by the way, even though I'm an ordinary Ukrainian and I'm not a professional military expert or an economic expert, but I'm a professional Ukrainian. So I always check like trustworthy sources, and I rarely take my information from Telegram channels. I may take some details, but I'm waiting to verify that for the general staff of Ukraine, for example, to report, or BBC, Associated Press, well, lots of sources, but I mean the ones that check. With Russia, it's very difficult because they never report their losses, their troubles, and even global media mention that you can never actually they can actually, well, you can never fully check everything. Actively unrest in the UK, well, like, that's a good question, Eamon, by the way. We have to discuss that. And well, what is important with F-16s, like, we need a lot of them. We are a big country, and we are not just a big country, we are a big country at war. And I have watched a number of interviews with professional F-16 pilots, I mean retired one, with trainers, and all of them agree that according to like preliminary analysis that they can make based on their skills, Ukraine needs minimum 100 F-16s. The Ukrainian armed forces said that we need 128. I don't know how they count it, but right now Russia uses approximately 300 aircraft against Ukraine actively. And we seriously lack aviation. And not just because we are a poor or a stupid country, as Russian trolls like to depict, but first of all, because after the collapse of the Soviet Union, Ukraine was severely and intentionally demilitarized and unarmed. And it was done by Russia, of course. Russia was super motivated, but it was also done by the United States, by the UK, by France, by China. Like global powers, they felt they have to have less armored countries in the world, and somehow they believe that Russia will guarantee safety and security in the region. I don't blame them, because once again, these are normalcy bias. People were thinking, oh, the Iron Curtain collapse, now we can relax and we have to switch and turn over the page, when Russia was simply using it to make Ukraine and other countries vulnerable. And that's why Budapest Memorandum did not work out, and they were also creating lots of fake debts because they manipulate gas prices, oil prices. I'm sure many of you in your countries have already felt how bad it is to depend anyway on Russian anything. It's better, and the same Chinese, by the way, guys, because all of these regimes, they use their production, they use their resources to make us dependent on them. And they do not care for prices or other stuff. They simply think how to make it. Thank you so much, Simon. Thank you for buying me coffees and supporting the channel. And actually, we may say that Ukraine was severely de-armed. What is the correct word for that? I knew it, but I forgot it. I'm sorry. It's just like, yeah, Budapest memorandum. Memorandum is always a paper, but at the same time, you have to. If the president of the U.S. signs it, you kind of have a feeling you can trust. Oh, thank you so much. So we were disarmed, and it was just not because we actually had serious doubts about that, and Ukrainian society did not support it. But it was happening in 1994 when everyone was optimistic, and so on and so forth. So right now, it feels like we need approximately 128 F-16s to beat Russian aviation. And actually, the fact that Ukraine was doing counteroffensive last year is very brave, because no other NATO country would have started it without the backup from the skies. And I think we also hope that we would get F-16s earlier. I know many of you remind me that there will be a video about Russian submarine after the stream, so I will not tell you everything. So here we may say that we hoped the F-16s will arrive earlier. I know many of you tell me the training is quite complicated, but personally here, I believe we have some very professional pilots who can actually relearn quite quickly. But it's more about maintenance, it's more about the infrastructure, it's more about where to put them, how to back them up, because I'm sure that every Ukrainian pilot will feel super excited. I cannot imagine what this F-16 pilots feel. Actually, I would love to see that. I would like to see the video of them taking this very first flight, but I do understand. Greetings to Calgary. But I do understand that we may see it only after we win, because it's quite smart not to disclose the personalities of these people. But it's actually cool when you're like waking up in the morning and you realize that you are an F-16 pilot of Ukraine. Thank you so much for your beautiful words that I'm a part of national defense. I value that a lot. So anyway, right now, at the moment, according to Bloomberg and Associated Press, we have received 6 F-16s from the Netherlands. 20 more will come to Ukraine by the end of the year. So this will make like 1/5 of what we need. Because once again, remember, Russia uses 300 aircraft. I don't know how this narrative, how this discourse about the support of Ukraine went so wrong, especially with elections and other stuff, when people treat it like Ukraine is asking for money and so on. Ukraine is not asking for money. Ukraine is asking for the means to protect itself and to stop a great and evil aggressor that is capable of causing lots of harms everywhere. And Ukraine is not having this aircraft because we were crazy or we were partying or something. We were severely demilitarized as a shrewd plan of Russia, and Russia managed to manipulate and deceive the opinion of our Western partners. And in the result, there were lots of signals. For example, the building of the Nord Stream, we were begging not to allow it because it was obvious Russia will start ruining Ukrainian infrastructure the day it doesn't need it. But nobody listened to us. We were actually trying to say things, and not just Ukraine, many analytics, and people preferred not to listen. That's why we need more tools. And I will tell you more. If the world decides to sacrifice Ukraine and stop backing us up, uh, it will lead to more problems, and like it will cost you more. I'm not trying to frighten you, but it will definitely cause more troubles, more destructions, more economic problems, higher prices on gas and oil, because many people are just worried about that. So uh, at this moment, 6 F-16s, 20 by the end, and hopefully more. Once again, F-16s are capable of doing crazy things. I know many of you have F-35s, and that's great. I'm happy for you. But I'm sure we will do well with this, what we have. And we have it because of you. So, once again, we are very grateful. And greetings to Oxford again, and greetings to Miami. So we also know that the United States have agreed to re-equip or to strengthen many of these F-16s with the tools we need to be more successful on the battlefield. And what is also important, that we still do not know, will F-16s be allowed to strike deeper inside the Russian territory? That would be very important because the majority of Russian military airfields are located within like 300 kilometers away from the Ukrainian border. And using F-16s to neutralize them would be very good. But we don't know if we will be allowed to do that. Of course, we should be allowed, and thank you so much for your understanding, because once again, I'm sure that after 2.5 years of the full-scale war, after 10 years of war with Russia, we have already proved that we are not terrorists like Russians. We will not target any of their civilian objects. I am sure that even Ukrainian troops, if they met Putin, they would simply arrest him. I wouldn't. I would open the window for him or something like that. But I'm sure we have already proved that we are very obedient. Thank you so much, Marcel, for buying me coffees. Greetings to Virginia. It is extremely important to let Ukraine strike back. Once again, strike back. It's not attack. We're not going to target something illegal. What we can do with that is destroy the storages of their guided bombs, for example, to destroy their aircraft, to prevent lots of tragedies in Ukraine, because you cannot believe how painful it is when they destroy, for example, Children's Cancer Hospital, and after that, you don't see serious reaction in the world at all. You don't see serious comments. You don't see bans lifted. People are getting used to that, and it's not okay. And unfortunately, all the dictators, they know it. It is their tactics. As a very famous quote of Stalin, who was an awful, bloody tyrant in the Soviet Union, but he is glorified right now in Russia. And he used to say that the death of one person is a tragedy, but the death of millions is statistics. And Russia believes that they have already crossed this line, so that the world is no more terrified with the news from Ukraine, but people are getting used to that. Ukrainians turned on the survival mode, and the world is no more terrified, because like it's always happening in Ukraine. Guys, just a war ago, we were similar to you. Maybe we had worse roads, or we had better food. I'm sorry. But we are a normal country. We did not used to live like that, and it should not be a normal in the world. So that's why I hope that we will be allowed to target with these F-16s Russian military objects, and that will be huge. But taking into account that at the very start we have like 26 of them during this year, that is not a lot. I have read a number of articles of the military experts who say that perhaps this limited number of F-16s will be used to prevent strikes on the Ukrainian territory, and that is targeting Russian bombers, especially the ones that use guided bombs. Greetings to New Mexico. Yeah. Yeah, might be we have something in common. And in general, it is actually very important to stop this bombings, because these guided bombs, they are super evil. And once again, an illustration why it's so important to let Ukraine strike back. These guided bombs, like war has made me an expert in bombs, in missiles. That's actually hopeful, that I'm writing a book about Ukraine where I try to combine history, culture, language, everything. And at first I thought I will not include much war, but it's unavoidable. Thank you so much, Pat, and much love to you. And in that book, when I started talking about lifestyle, I thought I will introduce you to the typical flat, I don't know, typical food. Thank you so much, Pivan, and cheers. If I mispronounce some of your names, please forgive me. And thank you so much, Gavin, and thank you, Bebema. Cheers. I have some tonic water without gin. Thank you so much, Fred. At this moment, like when I thought I will simply focus on like food and other stuff, I realized there are many things that I have to explain, and I've started reading the articles in our local media which explain how we react in times of the air raid alert. And there are different kinds of missiles, and well, you may like an air raid alert may be caused by Shahed drones flying, artillery, Kalibr, Kinjal, guided bombs, and other stuff. And you act differently. And you know the specifics of each of these evil tools. So this is kind of knowledge that I thought I would never need. Once again, I'm very anti like war, anti-military. So oh, thank you so much for your kind words. So, I trained some of your F-16 pilots. Oh my God, if it's true, Stig, thank you so much for that. And I wish I had Jean here. Cheers to you. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, John, for buying me coffees. That's an honor. Thank you so much. Well, they are good learner. Our pilots, I've also heard that our pilots are good learners because they are very motivated. They realize that they can save hundreds and thousands of lives. And whenever you speak about the support for Ukraine, is actually about lives. Let's concentrate not on the number of missiles. Let's not concentrate on the number of new systems that will be built for your countries because you've donated old ones to Ukraine. But let's think about this human life saved. I do want to live on the planet where saving human life is an argument. So, guided bombs, they are targeted from Russian aircraft, and they can change. Thank you so much, Matt. And they can change the they can change greatly the trajectory. And like, what is worst in this situation? That Russian aircraft are safely flying on the territory of the Russian Federation, like 40 kilometers away from the Ukrainian border. Perhaps, I'm sorry, showing middle finger to Ukrainian air defense. And they target these guided bombs on Kharkiv, for example, a beautiful Ukrainian city with 1 million population, with lots of infrastructure, lots of universities, and so on. And they target these guided bombs, and they know that like no one will stop them because Ukrainians are not allowed to target inside Russia. And this is extremely, thank you so much, someone. I will answer all of you. You know that I always answer in Buy Me a Coffee. So that's why uh, giving this opportunity, first of all, to stop Russian bombers, to prevent Russian guided bombs from destruction of Ukrainian infrastructure, because once again, we are losing everything. We're losing people, we are losing infrastructure, we're losing houses, we're losing hospitals. Um, it happens like on a daily basis. Russia does not lose anything. Their infrastructure, schools, children, everything is fine. Well, everything is not fine. I am personally terrified when I look what they are doing with their children, with their military education. If you look, and it's not just about training, it's not about physical conditions or like learning how to operate the drones. This is about hatred that they fill them up with. And honestly, as a Ukrainian, I can tell you, I'm worried that after we defeat Putin and, for example, we start helping Russia build a democracy, which is, I personally believe, is almost impossible because they tend to this Asian hierarchical Ordian lifestyle where they prefer a very strict, bloodthirsty ruler. Thank you so much, someone, for buying me coffees. That's a great support. And thank you to all of my patrons and sponsors. This is really important. And I hope you will like what I'm doing. I mean, the book and the videos that will come out. So at this moment, I'm also thinking about this new generations of Russians that are right now in schools, and they are filled with this hatred. They are filled with Russian propaganda. You know, they are very evil about Ukraine. Of course, they are. If you read the comments in Russian social media, how they actually react to the destruction, for example, of the children's hospital, they love it. They cheer for more Ukrainian blood. When people on the streets are asked about the negotiations, they say, "Oh, we want more home." I don't know, like YouTube is very sensitive, so perhaps I should avoid. Thank you so much, Oms. I should avoid some of the bad words, you know. Yeah, about the Russian sub, there will be a separate video hour after hour after. Ukrainian is still my native language, so after our stream, where you will also see me with my hair after the rain, because today was raining all the day in Ukraine. And I like, as streams, they have to be a bit with some personal information. I have returned back from Kyiv yesterday, and I thought I'm not tired, and I signed myself up for an early morning training. You know, I'm a huge fitness fan. I'm just like a lot. I don't share much of that on the channel, but I love doing all of that. And today I wake up. It's Saturday morning, and I could have slept longer. And it's super dark, super rainy, and kind of like 18 degrees. And I'm thinking, why on earth, woman, did you decide you want to do all of that exercises? You had like a right. Thank you so much, Surfing. Yeah, good sleeping weather, and especially like you have all the reasons to relax. It's Saturday, you were working hard, you've returned from Kyiv. Oh no, hey, okay, I have to be honest. And you had your training on Friday evening. So yesterday I had a training, and I have decided I need one more in the morning, because when I was in Kyiv, I skipped one. So I'm an overtrained like person. So sending some rain to Nice as you needed, and a train from Kyiv to my city takes, like, okay, I went, like, there are different kinds of trains in Ukraine. Sleeping trains are very popular, but I stopped liking them, and I prefer intercity. It does not connect my city with Kiev every day, but there are days. And for example, I board the train in Kiev at 7:29 in the morning, and at 1:09, approximately at 13, I'm in my city. So how long does it take? 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, like 5.5 hours. So in general, it is approximately it's 400 kilometers. It may be faster by car, but like I'm not a good driver. I would not drive myself. It's okay. And please like the video, like our stream, and I'm constantly asking you to share the videos on social platforms because somehow YouTube algorithm is super sensitive to that. Thank you so much, Lee. And also, I want to inform you that we have to be super careful. There are lots of scammers, they sometimes address you in comments, but I know the majority of you have already learned that you have to be careful. I never ask for money. I never do lotteries. I never provide financial advice. I accept financial advice. And also, recently I was sent a link to a Facebook page that I will ask you to report because this page uses my name and uses my photo. I don't know why was it created, but an acquaintance of mine sent me a link, and I will ask Rudy or Spencer. Yeah, Rudy has just shared it. If you can please report that this is a fake account. Now you can see it in the chat. That will help because we did that. And it will be good if we close that page because you never know what it can turn into. And that's actually why I have started my Twitter. I know we have different emotions about Twitter, and that's why I have started my threads. I'm sorry, so that others won't be them. Iman, we love you. Have a good evening. Uh, well, actually, I don't know. I always I don't change my nail color that often. Once in a fortnight. Actually, maybe it's because of light that it looks a little bit different for you. So during this week, we have also destroyed a number of Russian military objects, and I want to discuss that with you because, from what I understand, often we get news and interesting facts on Telegram. But later, we are all waiting for the general staff to confirm them and for it to repeat more. Thank you so much, Ed, for becoming the sponsor and supporting the channel. And thank you so much, Marco. And time to say cheers. Well, thank you so much for the question. What did you think about Jake Bro's Naval fundraiser? I think it's amazing. Jake is amazing, and Naval campaign was unbelievable. It's just so surreal, and it's cool how many really cool trucks he supplied Ukraine with. And I know many of you beautifully reminded me that my birthday is coming. Yes. It will be on the 13th of August, and we are preparing a NEFO campaign for that. And I hope you will support it. I'm realistic. I understand that we are not likely to beat the Jake's record, but we may show good results. Like silver or bronze medal is also good. So I'm sure I'm sure you will. Oh, Roger, August people. So that's why I think 18s. I have many people who has birthday in August, so we are relatives to some extent. So definitely, I think greetings to Denmark, a beautiful country. So we are thinking about an interesting concept behind that campaign. And I hope you will. As yeah, Independence, 15th of August. My grandma has birthday on had birthday on the 15th of August, and my coach right now. Yeah, I'm not just a Leo. I'm a very Leo. I'm not into horoscopes now, into like different stuff, but I'm definitely a description of a Leo woman. um, yeah, I like it. Ukraine to give up Donetsk only if Russia gives up Petersburg. Hmm. But honestly, we don't need that Petersburg. Yeah, Nafu Raccoon is definitely cool, and Raccoon will be present. But there will be another character that I love, and I hope we will be able. Oh, my Chinese animal is not cool. It's a rat. There is no way to explain it beautifully. Um, yeah, so we see that lots of people who were born on August, and it's great. So yeah, NEFO campaign will start, but I think we will launch it on birthday, exactly on the day of my birthday, because that's the right way to do it. And then we will try to make it. Yeah, thank you, my friends rats. Yeah, that sounds kind of unusual, but during this week we have targeted lots and lots of good things. uh, yeah, thank you so much, Spencer, for pointing it out. At the very start, I was like more open, but now with the community with 150,000 people, thank you so much, Scott. And unfortunately, lots of Russian trolls. And maybe you have noticed, even with my colleagues, YouTubers, they are more careful with their travels and so on. So there are things that I do not disclose. You can Google online my business address, but um, don't send me parcels. It's kind of, it's very good. It's very sweet, but maybe after, no, my birthday is on the 13th of August, but it's better your wishes, your prayers, your shares, your subscriptions. Like if you want to make me a present, make your relatives subscribe and watch. That's the best. The same is I have some trips planned in the coming months, but I'm not sure that I will disclose the locations until I come back once again, because not only good people are watching the videos and the community is quite great, it does not concern you. But I do have comments when they say like Chechen people will find you and destroy you. So I'm not saying this will happen. I'm definitely very calm and I'm not afraid of the things. But at the same time, when you are somewhere abroad and you know that you can be reached and you're traveling, for example, alone or with your friend who is also a girl, I can tell you that that's why some of my things I will keep private, and I hope you will understand that. But once again, it's not the hiding from our community. It's just like to be um, to be on a safer place. So I wanted to focus on the beautiful achievements of the Ukrainian armed forces and angry birds. That's the way we call our um, drones sometimes, and I like it. And it actually will be a little bit connected to our NEFO campaign, I hope. And operational security. Oh my god, I like it. How you called it, Michael? Operational security. It sounds like I feel like a very important person like right now. Yeah, I agree, because like I've been in the situation when I'm, let's say, in Warsaw and people want to meet. And once again, after we win or I write a book and there is a team of us and we all meet, I will feel okay. But as long as it's just me, I do not always feel 100%. confident, even though I'm training, like I have a biceps or triceps or whatever. Thank you so much, Tamash. And okay, I have to notice you have a surname Orban, and you're proving that there are good Orbans, right? Thank you so much, and I hope you won't get offended with this kind of joke. And during this week, we have destroyed a huge storage of Russian guided bombs. And personally, for me, this is one of the greatest achievements, apart from the submarine and the video on that after our stream. I decided to record a separate vlog. Thank you so much, World Peace. And also, we are targeting Russian military airfield in Morozovsk, which is a Rostov region. Oh my God, I already remember where Russian evil airfields are located, because Russians keep putting their Sus there, and also they store lots of things. And this is exactly where. Yeah, but of a bad. Thank you so much. That's really sweet of you. And actually, that's a nice name. So thank you so much. It's cute. Now I will say, no, there are lots of good Orbans in this world. Okay, I would love to see. Oh, thank you so much for wearing our t-shirts. Thank you. And the campaign against refineries continues. You're totally right. And I think this is one of the most successful campaigns launched by the Ukrainian armed forces. At the very start, even our partners were afraid of how effective this was. And Russia actually had to ban its export of oil abroad, which is huge, because economy, and they only earn money from selling the natural resources, not producing or creating something. And now they cannot earn this money because selling raw oil is less, brings you less money than selling oil products. And with the destruction of these refineries, they cannot repair them because they don't have access to the needed details. They don't produce them. And that's why they have a problem with that. Okay. Yeah, thank you so much. Orc geography, that's cool. Okay. And this week, lots of oil depots. Oil depots are also good because many of those that we set on fire with the help of our angry birds are actually the ones that are closely located to the front line, like Kursk, Rostov, Voronezh regions, and all this oil stored there is used to supply Russian armored vehicles, Russian tanks, because military machines, they consume an enormous amount of oil products and various kinds of fuel and so on. And actually, by destroying these depots, we paralyze the supply for weeks, which leads to weaker Russian troops on the front line. And we continue doing that, and it is actually quite effective. So I think it's extremely thank you so much. So I think it's extremely important to continue. And this week there were a number of them, mainly around Kursk and Rostov. And in general, I may say that unfortunately, many of these destructions, they go unnoticed. But those of you who watched or read the articles on the Russian Navy parade, they decided to organize one to celebrate it. They lacked many warships, and they typically do not comment on the number of warships they've lost in the Black Sea because we have upgraded them to submarines. Thank you so much, Ricardo. And at the same time, we see that they are absent from the parade. And for attentive observers, even for those who support Russia and believe it is the second strongest army in the world when it is the second strongest army in Ukraine. So all of these people, they thank you so much, Fred, and thumbs up. Yeah, that helps a lot. So, and they keep hiding the information, but it's obvious they don't have them on the parade. And this submarine is actually the next achievement that I personally like. We did not have lots of Russian submarines destroyed on the menu, and I think it's good. Thank you so much, Scott. Uh, Oh yeah, that's an idea for us to discuss. Bruce has a good question. We often call sunk Russian sunk Russian warship submarines that they are upgraded. And how do we call a Russian submarine that was destroyed? Like, I don't know, submarine 2.0 or something like that. Thank you so much, Daniel. So we may say that, like, I don't know, you may watch my video and look at the epithets that I'm using there to describe it too. But I hope we will destroy more of this evil object, because most importantly, it's not just about the safety and security of Ukraine and our territories, but it is also about the weaker Russia and safer world, because only after the complete defeat of Russia we may actually breathe out and start sub. Yeah, that's interesting. Sea junk, exactly. Coral reef, extinct orc marine, like that's belly up. That's funny, like the fish that is dead, right? They swim with their belly up. Uh, Thank you so much. Because, like, the only way to make it safe on this planet is to defeat aggressors, because unpunished evil grows. Thank you so much, Yoda. Oh my God. Cheers to Yoda. So many support sponsorships for the channel. Thank you so much. That's a great help. And like, feel so responsible to do good videos and to write good books. Thank you so much, Yoda. Once again, I should have put gin in that tonic. Yeah, I do like gin tonic. Even though nobody asked in the questions, but for summer, that's good. Thank you so much for all the good comments, and thank you so much for all of your support and your kind words, guys. I'm very grateful for your submissive operation, special submissive operation. Yeah, I like it. For example, how recently it made me laugh. Jake Bro had a video on F-16s arriving to Ukraine, and he often posts Putin on his thumbnails. And I liked how he said, like Putin. A comic Putin on his thumbnail says, like, that's according to the plan. I wanted them to get F-16s. So that's kind of interesting. How they pretend nothing is happening. And oh, thank you so much, Army Medic. That's beautiful. Thank you for your kind words. And in general, they imitate that everything is fine, and when it's not. And unfortunately, many people who do not follow my channel, who do not follow other YouTubers, they may get this image even from media. Thank you so much, Run Forest, and cheers to your health. And thank you for your support, your continued support. And that many people, thank you so much, Matt. Oh, that's also huge. Thank you so much for your support. And I feel very grateful and very motivated to work more. That's actually a great feeling. And honestly, I can tell you, in those times of blackouts when you have very weak internet and you do not know if you will be able to upload the video, I felt really bad, because it's like they are silencing you. Not only you go through very complicated life, challenges, like very difficult years, but also you feel that you are silenced by this evil. Uh, and So yeah, thank you so much, William. Tomorrow is an important competition. Yaroslava Mahuchik, who is a very strong Ukrainian athlete, is going to get the medal, I hope, and we should support her. And I like how you describe it, an innocent crush. That's good. Yeah, thank you so much for the generous gifters and sponsors. This is really cool. It's difficult to watch the Olympics because I am very angry that Russian and Belarus athletes are allowed to compete when actually, um, like almost 500 of Ukrainian athletes were killed by Russia, and this is extremely bad. This is like when we say that, oh, it's not okay to punish innocent Russians, why cannot they compete? It's not okay to kill innocent Ukrainians, and that's what they did to us. So for me, it's a problem that they were allowed to participate, because even if they are uh, without their flags, without their hymn, they are using it as a platform to demonstrate their victories. They are using it to demonstrate it to Russia that nothing is happening, we are participating, and that's very wrong. For me, all the Olympic Games, the idea is actually about peace. You know that back in the ancient times, there was a tradition to have truce during that period, and now it's so wrong. But once again, let's think about Olympics in 1936 in Munich, if I'm not mistaken. Perhaps it's a new Olympic tradition to appease dictators and to pretend nothing is happening. But I'm really glad that, like, an Ukrainian team, by the way, is one of the smallest, if not the smallest, during all the years of our independence, and I'm sure it's obvious why. Many athletes have their playgrounds and training grounds destroyed. Many are in the Ukrainian armed forces. Many are injured. It's so unjust, and we are pretending like, oh, we should not ban Russians from participating. They should. They should stop their war. They should influence their leader. They are a country of 140 million people. Don't tell me that 140 million people can do nothing against a very limited group of people. Even if we take all the security forces, FSB, I don't know, police, we will not have a million. They could have changed everything. We did change. We changed in Ukraine a couple of times when we felt that Russia tries to annex us. It was bloody difficult. But for us, freedom, normalcy, respect, and dignity means something. Honestly, I know lots of, like, it may sound too poetic or pathetic, but that's what I also write in my book, uh, that for me, one of the greatest discovery, I like, okay, I'm making it personal. I consider myself, thank you so much, John. I consider myself quite a, I cannot say tough person, but I'm not this kind of girly girl. And that's why I actually feel that many of you don't ask me how I am, even in the days when my city is under attack, because I'm like doing my good. Yeah, that's me. I'm like, I don't like sympathies. When people sympathize me, I feel like something bad is happening. For me, I'm a kind of person whom it's better to cheer, to do something. Uh, so I'm not this kind of like super sensitive, uh, super vulnerable person. Maybe otherwise I wouldn't be able to vlog daily and to like survive. Tough cookie. I like it. And yeah, when I'm angry, well, I'm very silent when I'm angry. I'm never shouting. I hate it. My parents never did. And I'm very like my colleagues, people around me, my relatives, they know that when I'm really angry, I'm very calm and very silent. But um, so in my case, I may tell you that that at the same time, I am sensitive, and I think that like my emotional um, intellect or something is like quite strong, and there are lots of conclusions that were personal, and I might have shared them in my videos, but like videos are vlogs; they do not live that long. And at the same time, when you start fixing in written, like in the book, there are some thoughts that you like secure for yourself for the years to go. Like once again, even if you won't like the book and I won't find a good publisher, I know it will be good for me too. So uh, so for me, one of these greatest revelations, one of these greatest discoveries was that this love for your country is very real. It's very like material. It's not something that you read in the books about. It's not something uh, that you only read in poems. I don't know, by Burns or whatever poet patriot you like. That it is um, extremely it's extremely real, and it's not just an emotion, it's the desire, like uh, it may be very primitive, something very light. For example, you like buying uh, pies next to your house, and you want to be able to do that. You want to have this shop, you want to live near this shop, you want to preserve this tradition. You remember that your father who is gone would buy you these pies, and you want to have this opportunity. You don't want to run away, you don't want to become a refugee, you don't want to see that shop destroyed. You physically want that to be in your life. So to some extent it's quite uh, very like it's very uh, realistic. And apart from that, it's always thank you so much, Dale. It's uh, is the hardest working royal. Thank you so much. Princess Anna is the hardest working royal. I have to great respect for her. I hope you mean me because I liked your words very much. And yes, 150 kilobyte. Ks, not kilobytes. That's my trouble forever. 150K of friends. And it's extremely extremely important uh, that many things that are not tested in your safe countries, and I'm happy for you, it's good that they are not, but when tested, there are lots of things that you discover about yourself, you discover about your country, and then you realize that it is something like personal, it's something emotional. It's not just about the flat that you have, the job that you have, the school that you left, or your favorite cafe. It's about like one of your core rights. It's like your respect, your dignity. You need to have it, you want to protect it. And that's how we feel. And I'm super grateful for the opportunity to stay in my country. I have never considered uh, leaving my country. Thank you so much, Frederick. I'm lucky to live in the region where I can continue working, but I never considered leaving. And I know many of you who provide me advice what to write about, speak about Ukrainian refugees, and I'm very grateful that you've accepted them in your communities, in your countries. But my book is about those who stayed. And it's vital to stay in the country for the country to survive. Because every coffee bought, every nails done, every lesson taught is something that keeps it alive. And it's super important to keep it alive. Um, and that's what we are doing, and you're helping me because I hope I will manage to tell more about my beautiful country so that when you visit it after the victory, you will discover, and maybe it will become your favorite place of summer vacations, or you will consider buying a house here. And I'm sure you will like it. Um, you will like it here. I have a working title, but I'm not sure I'm ready to share it because I have to reconsider it. Plus, uh, plus, greetings to Portugal. Thank you so much. Yeah, I know many Ukrainians were in Portugal even before the war, and I'm very grateful that they have found home in your country. Thank you so much, Peter. Thank you for your continued and very important support. I value that a lot. Remember that you are all very much invited to my country after we win. There are lots of ideas that I actually keep in my mind what we can do after we win, because there are lots of things that I want to show you. And actually, talking about the book, like, I'm not like totally amateur here because I have co-authored 4 nonfiction books in Ukraine, and I was published, and I participated in lots of publishing events. These were not big texts, I won't lie you, like 20, 25 pages, but these were pages in really good books about the history of Ukraine, culture of Ukraine, interconnected. So I do have some experience. And I was also writing for the daily Ukrainian newspaper, lots of articles that were very readable here inside Ukraine. Um, So that's why I hope it will look well. But also, the fact I have read one of the writers who said that if you have some other ideas while writing, like for your next books, then you are doing the job. And I have already 2 more ideas for 2 more books. So I feel, what's the business idea? I think that. Like, once again, we have to win first, but I would like to introduce more people to Ukraine as those people who have Ukrainian heritage, and I consider like thinking it together with some potentially travel agencies or something like that. I think it would be good. I could provide some ideas and I could provide some skills that lots of Ukrainian tourism operators lack, but we have to win first. Yeah, I'm teaching at the uni, but not many courses because I'm also in my doctorate, writing my doctorate. But I will be honest with you, I'm not very writing person. That because I have my PhD already, so I'm a PhD in linguistics, and I started my postdoc research, but I don't feel very motivated about that. And also I have my NGO, like I have lots of tasks to do, so I'd say that like NGO projects take a lot of time. And also blog, it has already become a serious work because like I'm blessed to have this communication opportunity, and I feel there are not enough Ukrainian voices. So like something that started totally, I cannot say as a hobby because it was more of a therapy. Those of you who watched my first videos, you can definitely see that. Um, so thank you. Yeah, Dr. Anna. Yeah, I'm a doctor, but not the real one. Career in the politics. No. Look at Zelensky. He is very tired and it's really exhausting. I think that, like, look at your national politics. Even if you like some politicians, that's a very dirty thing and a very different thing. And even if you are the best, you will encounter lots of things. And I think that um, um, it's extremely important that I don't know why Times Radio doesn't invite me. I don't know. I think they've seen me. Maybe I'm not that very kind. It may happen. I'm okay with that. Just like so. Then I lost my mind. Politics. I think that there are different ways to do politics, and one of them is a cultural influence, like telling about your country. And I see so many things that we can do here, so that's my priority. I am not a specialist in economy or I don't know some social security, and I know I can learn. I'm a quick learner. I'm not bad, but I can be better than some. But at the same time, I believe every person has a purpose, as a vocation, or something. I did not expect to have such a big community. Thank you so much, Justin. Um, I did not expect that we will have such a great community. And I think it's also a signal that I should work and develop in this field, and that is telling more about my beautiful country. And so, why should I go and quarrel in the parliament? That's why you feel to some extent exhausted when you get distracted. So for me, I believe I have found the things that I like. When I was a child and through my later career, my dream was always to write. I won a number of competitions in essays in Ukraine. But I was always trying to, like, I was always writing nonfiction and it was very good. Well, like, very good. No, I mean, like, it was read by many. But I was trying to write fiction. And I can honestly tell you, I'm just like quite normal and realistic that it's not my cup of tea. Thank you so much, Dr. Reagan. Uh, it's an honor. Thank you for your support. And that's why, like, I feel like I have to concentrate. Like, if I'm not good at making up stories, but I'm good at observing, I'm good at fixing moments and doing some conclusions, I should write nonfiction, because actually I like reading nonfiction myself more. I have a lot of books that I read. I love reading. By the way, after war, when the war started, it was really difficult to return back to reading. Many people reported it here. Perhaps you have to be relaxed, like, or like not that distracted. But finally, I've got back my skill of reading. Greetings to Portugal, Slava Ukraini, and that's why I have started, like, reading more nonfiction, and writing nonfiction is more my cup of tea. So, but you can provide me with ideas, because I'm still in the process what you would like to read, and I will try. I do have a vision. I imagine what I want to tell, but yeah. I did not have like 10,000. When I have started the vlog, I had 47 subscribers, and these were all my friends, because I used YouTube to watch makeup videos or what's in your bag. Yeah, guilty. Zara hauls. Yeah, I did not watch something very smart here. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Marcel, for your support. And thank you guys for all that you're doing for our beautiful community. And that's perhaps the thing that I'm most proud of. I cannot be proud of that personally, because that is our joint work, not work, but like friendship. And I'm super grateful to our today's moderators. Not just moderators, but my friends, Rudy and Spencer and Martin, who is a little bit busy, but he is with us always, and of course, and Neil and Michael and Francois and Pat and Yoda. So many good people here, and Scott, of course, and thank you so much. Uh, there was a question. Yeah, wine is still produced in Odessa, and hopefully it will be forever. Odessa is a perfect region for wine producers. It actually has the same meridian or something like that. And Iman, of course, I know he has some business right now, but he's a great friend. And Connie and sister, and uh, um, even if I do not pronounce your name, um, I know so many of you, and I'm very grateful for the messages that you send, for the things that you care about Ukraine. And Ricardo and Neil, cheers to stay safe. And also, of course, yeah, Crimean champagne. Crimea is very good for the production of wine. And Odessa. Odessa, I don't know, Meridian, is that the correct English? Because the Ukrainian, like, when we look at the globe, it is divided into. Uh, so it lies almost on the same parallel. Okay, like if we look at, for example, Nice or the south of France, if I'm not mistaken, is really good at the production of wine. Odessa is on the same level, and that's why it is really latitude. Thank you so much, people. By the way, many of you tell me that my English has improved greatly since the start of the vlogging, and I think so too. It's not that I'm boasting, but I'm saying that you've taught me a lot. There are still some troubles that I have because it's not my native language, but you know that I'm writing book in English, not in Ukrainian. I know I will need some editing, but I feel like expressing your thoughts in the language that you want it to be read in is very important because you don't have any other additional filters. So I'm very grateful for the lessons that you give me, any corrections, as long as they are user friendly. I always take them into account. Sometimes it is not easy to change something because there are some mistakes that I was born with, or I was speaking like that for like 10 years or 15 years, and it's a part of my speech patterns, but I correct that. Well, it all depends. How difficult to learn language depends on your skills. Like some people are faster at learning languages, others are not. For me, it was always a fascinating process because I like it. What I like is that sometimes, that I have viewers from Ukraine, but not that many, and I always love it when people comment that they learn English with me. I mean, Ukrainian people who learn English with me because they love watching about the destructions in Russia, our favorite Russia geography lessons. And they say that's the best way to learn English. So that's kind of also good. Mm. Yeah, for example, I know I have some troubles with articles and people like I'm not sure that all the Americans will identify. There was a question: what does an American accent sound like in Ukrainian? Um, and I'm not sure that every Ukrainian who's not really good at English will see the difference. But for the majority of Ukrainians who've learned English at school, it's always a trouble when they start watching uh, English, not American, but English movies because they believe they know English and then they hear English patterns like this, yes, pronunciation, and they always have, oh my God, we thought we know English, but now we realize we don't. Um, I agree. Yeah, I agree, friend, that YouTube is one of the best places to learn English. Thank you so much, Marcus. One of the things that we forget that in Ukraine is we did not have, like, it was quite problematic to learn English, let's say 20 years ago. That's why this elder generations, they don't know English that well, because these were times of Soviet Union, and Soviet Union was super close. It was not just a metaphorical iron curtain, it was a very real iron curtain. And it's very interesting because when sometimes I hear that recordings of that Soviet teachers introducing children to phonetics, that's funny. You would have laughed a lot, because there was a Saint, well, of course, in Soviet Union, they had a Saint Petersburg phonetical school, and it had an idea that you do not have to imitate that foreign accent, just speak the way you speak. And that's why they had this uh, there are, you can see children play in the garden. They are watching beautiful birds that are flying, and it's kind of you make fun of these people. And even at the university, I had elder teachers who may have similar accents, and at first you think it's funny, but then you realize that that they did not have an opportunity. They did not have a chance to. It's not a prison accent; it's a typical Slavic accent, and they did not have a possibility to train. They did not have a possibility to copy. They did not listen to native speakers, and that's a problem. Because, like, that's not funny if you look at it. And that's why when I look at students, when I look at modern generations of when I look at this, like, teenagers, they speak English much better than previous generations, because they have access to Instagram, to YouTube, to watching films and so on. That's why it's kind of good. I don't know. Can you qualify? How would you describe my accent? That would be my question to you. What kind of, like, things you hear? Because sometimes I try to pronounce that, like, in the English way, then I realize it's just like American way, because it's easier to some extent. Like, there are some English patterns that I won't be able to reproduce. So I thought maybe you can tell me what you hear. Um, you're too kind. You're saying only good things, but you may say true things. I don't mind that too, because once again, only, like, mistakes are not mistakes. They can be lessons if we learn from that. Okay. Thank you. You are very kind. No, my teachers did not smack me with anything. I did not study in the times of Tsar. Oh, thank you. Polish, Czech, English. Good that not Russian. Okay, more English than American. Mm, European English. Yeah, I actually think there is. But actually, my post research is about EU English. Like, what kind of monster we have developed in the European. You see, I say we have developed in the European Union. I mean, like, how we changed the language. Ukrainian accent. Well, I don't mind. I would like to speak with Texan accent, a Texas accent, and I can recognize it actually, but I'm not sure I can like, copy it yet. So I have to practice, and maybe one day. Mm, I like, honestly, I think I like physical books. That's why I buy them in uh, bookstores. Like, I can read electronic books, especially even in a hurry. But for example, if you are subscribed to my Instagram, you can see that when traveling, I always visit bookshops. So if you're not yet subscribed, check the link in the description of this video and join me there. My German, it did not develop well. I had it as a second language. Вітання в Latviju. Thank you so much. We are very grateful to people of Latvia, and we feel that you don't need an explanation why we need to stay united against this evil. So yeah, I would love to learn all the accents, and I know I have a huge community of friends in Australia and New Zealand and Canada, and you also have your Englishes and South Africa. So I would love to practice all of that. Greetings to Australia, greetings to New Zealand, and to Denmark, of course. So I think that accents make our language more interesting, and also if the accent does not prevent from understanding, it's kind of I like it when I hear people speak Ukrainian with an accent. I love these people because this means they've learned the language, and that's actually cool. Yeah. Okay, but it's interesting that we have all of this different. Latvia is a beautiful country. I have never been there. I've been to Lithuania, and it's one of my favorite countries. I actually had a question, what is your favorite country? And I think like the country that is closest to me would be Lithuania. Welsh accent. Oh, I don't know. I would love to try it. So thank you so much for all of this. Yeah, Lithuania is amazing, and I agree with you. So, greetings to Bulgaria. Oh, beautiful country, and perhaps you have a very hot tourist season right now. I've heard a lot of beautiful things about your country. So, no, you did not miss it, Nail, but you almost miss it because I'm asking for a question maybe that I can answer, and then I will let you relax, enjoy your Saturday part of the day, because I know, or maybe Sunday, because we have people around the world in our beautiful community. And also, there is one more video to watch about that sank Russian submarine, and that's a beautiful video that I want you to watch. Yeah, thank you so much for all the memberships that you gave to the channel, and thank you so much for becoming patrons, sponsors, buying the coffee. That's extremely important. And thank you so much for new subscriptions, and welcome to the channel. It's the most important thing that you can actually do, help us spread more information about Ukraine, because unfortunately it's not enough. And Russians use various technologies to get into your newspapers, to get on YouTube and elsewhere. So it's super, super important. When you ask these questions, please be careful of scammers. You know, they appear from time to time. I never ask for money. I never invite you to participate in the lotteries and so on. And there was a question about the weather in Lutsk, my native town where I am located. Greetings to Czech Republic. Well, it was rainy today, and it was like 18, 20 Celsius, quite cold. And if you watch my video about the submarine, thank you so much, Winter Storm. Oh, Winter Storm. Soon. Can you imagine the summer? It's actually the last months of summer. And yes, thank you so much, Rudy, for reminding. There is a fake page on the Ukraine on Facebook that I will ask you to report if you feel like that might help. Thank you so much, and cheers to Winter Storm. So it was rainy, and I hate umbrellas. I open them only when it's just like obvious that you have to do it. That's why if you watch the video after the stream, my vlog on the destruction of the Russian submarine, which is actually huge and great, you will see what my hair looks after this damp Lutsk weather. I did not see how messy it was until I recorded the video. And I thought I may re-record, but then I realized we have a stream. And sometimes when you record something twice or three times, you actually lose a good idea. So I thought, like, people watch Taylor Swift in the rain. couldn't cope with me after the rain too. So I hope you won't mind it to that extent. Thank you so much, Joey, for buying me coffees. And most importantly, my dear friends, I'm very grateful that you are in my life. All the advice that you give me, I learn a lot from you, honestly. I have become a smarter person, a better person, and all because of the things that you provide me, your ideas, your compliments, mistakes that you find and point me out. But as friends, I'm very, very grateful for that. And thank you for becoming sponsors and patrons of the channel. It helps film write more, and I think it's very important, not for me personally, but and I do not exaggerate my part. I realize I'm not huge in that, but there is not enough Ukrainian and pro-Ukrainian voices. That's why I'm always very glad when I see that my colleagues who speak about Ukraine, who speak about the importance to protect justice, that there are more and more people, and I'm very grateful. Greetings to New Zealand, uh, and I would like I have to confess I'm not sure I can clearly identify the New Zealand accent, but way to change that. And That's why I'm very grateful when like more people speak, or when I can film more and tell more. And I want to thank Spencer. I want to thank Rudy and Neil and Michael and Francois and Martin, who's not here at the moment, but he's very much with us. And all of you beautiful people, all who buys coffees, and all who no, I did not sing in the rain because I'm a very, very, very bad singer, and you wish to never hear me singing, believe me. So, thank you once again. Remember to check the video after the stream about the sunk Russian submarine. And thank you so much for your friendship. Let's like celebrate 150 Ks of friends. And I will keep you updated on more initiatives that are coming on the channel, including our new Naval campaign that will happen soon. And thank you so much. Slava Ukraini!